Hey, it's your girl Just Bree coming at you with part two of Sonya Sonya Waller and her interview with V. Lenore. Now, um, Sonya has attempted to try to be selective in who she um, gives interviews to. Um, and so, and I think I don't have much to say about the other any of the other interviews. I didn't really watch. I watched a few, literally like a minute and a half of the one with Fifi, and then the other one, Tasha K. I didn't watch because I'm not paying for that. Um, and then the one she did with what's the lady's name? I forget her name. I watched just about 15 minutes of that. So, but this right here, this Miss V Lenore, I can see exactly why Sonya went ahead and did this interview because Sonya wants to be looked at favorably as much as possible. Um, you know, her thing is the comments and don't say this and don't say that and be respectful, which I get. Like everybody, um, they say you earn respect, but when you first meeting somebody, yeah, they deserve respect. But after the things that have come out about her, like, listen, the comment section is the least of this lady worries, right? However, I said that to say, V Lenore, I can tell from just watching her for over an hour now, this lady is very personable, very respectful, very professional. So and I'm glad. I don't know how they linked up. I don't know if she reached out to Sonya or Sonya reached out to her. Whatever the case is, I'm glad this lady did this interview and I found this interview because this is the interview, right? Because I see a lot of interviews and I'd be like, well, why? I would ask this question or, I'd be like, I really would like dive in respectfully. And this is exactly like she's saying, asking a lot of the questions that I think a lot of us would ask. She's very informed, not like Tasha K. Tasha K have a lot of interviews where she don't know what the fuck is going on, who's who, what's what, most of the time. And her interviewing skills, for all intents purposes, are not great. And that's no, but that's just my opinion, right? But this lady here, she's very thorough in my opinion. And I really like her and I really enjoy this interview because I'm like, yes, like she knows the background and it's just nice when somebody's really informed. I mean, listen, child. This whole saga with Sonya and Ernesto, a lot of us have really been invested like it's some kind of um, love and hip hop, the AARP version. So, but again, shout out to V Lenore. Shout out to V Lenore. I just want to say fair use again. Make sure y'all go over to her channel, subscribe, do all of the things. She's very thorough. She also, when I looked into her channel a little bit, she's got some entertainment contacts. She's got a bunch of interviews with some celebrities from back in the day, which is actually a lot of stuff that I like because if you the type of person like me, I'm getting older now. I don't have much of a social life. I'm just keeping a real child. Um, you get older, you just don't. For me, anyway, I don't go outside all like that no more, right? So I be watching old shows, and I just be like, be like, damn, where did is that person still alive? And I wonder what happened to them. So I do a lot of that in my spare time. So I ain't gonna even front. So when I looked at her channel and saw that she had like a bunch of people that she interviewed from back in the day. I was like, oh yeah, I could get with this. I like her. I mean, I think I might like her. Um, so I think it's pretty cool in my opinion. Um, so yeah, back to the video, and this will just be part two, and I'll finish it out. Let's go.
We'll just say that. So
Okay, now this is kind of related to
I asked her, is she only cordial with male friends? Why would she have went to dinner with Shirley knowing she slept with the husband?
Oops, yeah.
so you all
Um,
got cool.
so here's this, right. So here's this because this
Good
happened
question now.
in my family's situation because my dad was doing some things and he kept bringing this chick around that he was dating around his main. And I was like, and I was like feeling some type of like you're not supposed to bring her around her. That's disrespectful. And then she trying to act all buddy buddy, but it was ongoing. It was ongoing, both situations. Now because I was done and when I sit down, I probably would never go around her because my friendship with him was at a distance and it was going to be at a distance where I made sure I really never saw him. So it was no need for me to sit down and, do a dinner with because I'm not his, in person friend. I'm not let's go hang out friend. So because we were just on the phone and I was in one city and he was in a whole nother city. And we basically only talked about RVs, RV parks, remodeling ambulances, buying ambulances. Like those were our conversations. We didn't have, boo conversations.
But Sonya, didn't you uproot your life from Florida to come back to Georgia to
No,
talk
I
to
didn't
me?
up I didn't uproot my life. My lease was up and I was going to go somewhere. I was kind of had one foot in Vegas and then I had another foot somewhere else because I like to move. Um, but because this situation was going like it was going and he wasn't getting no type of support from his camp, um, he wanted me to come here just to help out with his cases.
Have
And
you
that's
ever asked yourself why he can't get support from his camp?
There's a lot of people in jail that don't get support. Not saying they're
That
guilty, they
wasn't my
just don't get
question.
count.
I ain't talking about them other people. I'm talking about him.
He just said they're
Him.
not built like that.
Wait,
And it
let's
is
be
a
clear
lie.
about something.
He
This
told me they're not built like that. Like I said, they all said that he didn't do it and they felt he was innocent. They didn't say he was guilty and F him and I ain't got time for that. They
Sonya,
just
I ain't talking about what he told you. I'm
no,
asking
I'm
you.
talking about what I heard from
Okay,
them.
no,
I'm
no,
not
no,
talking
no.
about what he said.
No, don't worry about what you heard. Just think of it from this standpoint. You don't know him that well. Y'all supposed to be just friends at a distance. He's not your hang. You just said out your own mouth. He's not your hangout buddy. He's not your in-person friend. But he's in jail, and you moved to Atlanta. You whether you were going to go somewhere else. You this was a large reason why you came to Atlanta
This was a
was to
large
support
reason.
him.
Right.
Did you ever think to yourself, this dude who seems to be business minded because he had a he had the keys to the place you wanted to lease or buy. He's talked about his businesses. I'm sure he showed off some of his stuff, and you knew he was married. You know he's got kids and he's got friends and family. How could how why would it be your obligation to move to this city to be his advocate when all these other people who know him better, known him longer, they don't want to
Again,
be your person?
I know how this works because I worked in criminal law and we had plenty of people that didn't do it that had no family support but had family. It's a lot of people that be in your face, and when you need them for like, oh, I need a ride, can you bring me here? Or I need a place to stay for a month. They be like, I can't do it. But they're your friend, but they're your sister, but they're your brother, and it's something they could do. And it's no fault of yours. You're in that situation, and they still don't look out. So it's sometimes it's not always about the fact that oh, it seems like he could have did it because nobody in his family want to help. No, it's just some people. I think the biggest issue, and I told him this, the biggest issue I feel is when they talk to him on the phone, and they heard all the phone conversations. He doesn't come off distraught, sad, in need and all that other stuff. So in their mind, they thinking, oh, he good, what I'm saying? He got this, that, and the other. When in actuality, he's not. He's not good. He's he's very deeply depressed, terrified, and all of that. But a lot of the times, most of the times, he don't display that to them. He don't show weakness because he was always to strengthen the family. So in his mind, he don't want to get on the phone and show weakness to them. And so in their mind, they thinking he good. He don't, he all right for whatever I've been doing or not doing. He good because he's not sounding any type of way on the phone. They're not thinking this
He's
is
in
hard.
jail. They know what they gotta know jail ain't easy.
No,
So
trust
let's
me.
be clear about
If
this.
y'all pay attention to the phone calls that him and Lamont and all of
We
them
are.
had, and how light they be talking to him. Oh man, you good? Ain't nothing going on out here. Like what? Okay, so I'm good in jail because ain't nothing going on out there. Like that doesn't even make sense to say that. Who wants to
But
be in jail?
Sonia, think about what you're saying right now.
I'm thinking. I know what I'm saying because
But
I've been there, done that. I've
wait,
been there.
listen to me. Listen to me. Here's the thing. You've got all of these excuses as to why he is probably not guilty, why nobody wants to support him, why he didn't tell you he was married, why you thought he was faithful, all of these things. And then he's got all of these charges now on top of it, and you're going based upon what you want to believe about this man, but not really what you know because you don't know him. And he's not going to tell you anything different than what you're saying. He's not going to say it. If let's say, for instance, let's say he is, for just argument's sake, let's say I mean, I'm be honest, I think he is a career criminal. That's my thought of it. Now,
Hmm.
if he is a career criminal, don't you think part of that comes with lying and being a charmer and being slick?
Of course.
He slid your panties off the next day he saw you, and before you even got to ask him if he was married.
So yeah. So I mean, anything's possible, and like I said, I feel like if he's lying, it's a waste of my time. If he's lying about anything or if he actually did it.
Mhm.
But right now, looking at everything, it just doesn't look like what they're saying is true. That's all.
Now let me ask
And
you
it's
this.
not, and again, it's not just me because I don't, when you're emotionally involved with people, you tend to be naive or one side or want to believe the person and all that type of stuff.
Exactly.
So I have, like I said, spoke to other people in law enforcement and in, the legal side of this. And just to say, okay, am I just dreaming? Am I just believing what he want me to believe because he's, da 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 da. And I know, people say things to keep people around. And like I said, they said, no, there's something with this. And that's not right. My attorney even said it like, what the fuck is he in jail for? What? And I was like, man, like this is crazy. Like, and I don't even understand. He was like, that's not probable cause. That's not a reason to search. And this done it. Like, it was just so much stuff with the case that I was talking to other people who would know, who do criminal law. Like I said, I talked to prosecutors.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, what the fuck was his lawyer doing when he was getting paid? Could he not get none of these charges knocked off? None of the major charges? I mean, I know he, it would take more, obviously, more money to continue to maintain the lawyer, but I mean, damn, you should have that lawyer should have broke all that shit down a long time ago about and all of that should have been being argued. I know it wasn't a trial. He hadn't had a trial yet. I don't know how that shit worked, but I'm just saying, like, what the fuck was the lawyer getting paid to do? That's shit.
Police, lawyers, you know,
Hmm.
tell me if I'm crazy. Tell me if, if I'm just thinking this because, I'm his friend, we cool. And you always want to think the best.
And I mean, I don't know shit about the law, so don't get me started. I'm just saying. My thing is, if you pay the number that's